like you said, maybe they felt a little bit too...
Team Aster.
Same way...
10 seconds to go.
Yesterday, maybe there's something...
5 seconds.
Weird, because like Lanem was building it up. He didn't even care what Avernus, like
Treant as well,
buying it on any hero that had a healing. Wanted to touch on. So like, I see these picks and I lean a little bit more towards like the way biased, but I love Magnus right now, and I just feel like Aster's maybe not understanding or not getting what like all these other teams stacking this really
Radiant's ban.
Seems just weird from them because I haven't seen that from them. Watch the on point with item. Nay.
You are heard. I accept your guidance. Yes. Granted.
No, child.
I accept. Yes. I accept your guidance.
I'd like to keep Wyvern at the... like to keep but they should be able.
Didn't always really work. His build is stand, maybe one old talisman, maybe straight into the... Didn't always really work. His build is stand, maybe one old talisman, maybe straight into the...
It's the same heroes kind of go same greedy, but hasn't been. I haven't been seeing.
It's weird because Boca League itself, you expect from Key Kings that he is some crazy stuff. The league he was actually playing stable for what you're getting, and it's being a stable for. He had his volatility period, right? Necessarily as much as you.
I'm not a huge fan. I think it has to be a really... I liked it when I pucks and some arrows just disable. If you have a good hard lockdown, it can work. They have the DK, which is nice, but Force Staff ruins this hero. Force Staffs and Glimmers are... Staff carriers are red. We don't know where the mag is. And they have a good Glimmer carrier.
Wyvern, I think the item build is simple. Glimmer... Well, Cold Embrace is a little... Silence is Ursa.
Dyer's big. Warlock.
TNC actually do not go with the...
Dyer's ban. Faceless Void.
Instead they go with the War. He loved Ursa.
Offset the Skywrath. It is a really difficult pressure then at Skywrath. But they could still switch things up, right? Then they can maybe even put the Enchantress up there, but it's...
10 seconds to go.
Cycle of Eisenhower. First,
5
Skywrath
seconds.
The best board. Then everyone started block because of heals. Then those heroes got nerfed. They didn't get picked, and now we rolled back in round 1.
I mean, it's weird to say this, but I'd like to see them Then you can pinch DK versus Warlock, and then you have a dispel not only power.
Radiant's ban.
That dispel is very strong.
It's been a long time since we've seen a Void Skywrath.
Dire's
The
ban.
classic, like, nuke 'em in the... Pretty much replaced by Invoke Cataclysm. Entirety of the heat. It's interesting to see again.
Radiant's
Seen
ban.
what Miracle last night, even though he felt bad yesterday. Well, with hero isn't banned. They can still for it. It's a little bit on the greedier side. Definitely on the
10
side,
seconds
because
to
you already
go.
have the Skywrath as well.
Yeah.
Chrono. You get some
5 seconds.
based playmaker from that mid lane. You do have Dragonite, but
What else is what albums with top heroes? I know it's like the Death Prophet.
which is banned out.
Dire's
Done
pick.
already. Yeah.
That Prophet Lash Zeph is what he played a lot.
Radiant's pick.
No, it depends on the banned out the Lina because of completely pop.
This is a free puck game. There's 0 stuns. The Curse, an RP, and a Chaotic Offering.
And you have DK and the TA is banned, so they get
10 seconds to go.
That's a nice.
5
Hey
seconds.
man, there might not be a quick stun, but you get stunned by any one of those things, you're gonna get stunned by the rest.
Yeah, you have quick winter sword.
Curse is probably big.
That's
Yeah.
the easiest catch, right? Maybe your item will be.
They're gonna go for the tiny match.
Who's it gonna be?
It's a couple stuns, I guess.
Tiny's the
So
instant
bad.
disable versus the puck. You blink and you toss him. Or you just one-shot him inside. That's what people would time. Tiny's win rate has not been so good.
The Europe DPC like 30. Sure, at the main. Like,
Oh, it
the
wasn't
rate
great.
is
Like 8%.
8%,
At
even
one
worse.
point.
amazing.
But TNC's got fire under them. You know, I haven't really seen Warlock work either, I don't think. That hero's been
Yeah, yeah.
tournament.
This is they Wyvern is overall I like their drop. I liked it a bit. This one I liked it a bit. Isn't as stealth.
Yeah, I think TNC's outplaying them most of the games. That last game they lost. Somehow they crawled their way back into it. Gabby. Looking at Gabby again. He doesn't really have that matchup. Sure, the Tiny's not really a lot, but yeah, if I'm gonna put faith in anybody in these that I've seen, even though I might like Aster's lineup.
You're going with Gabby. I'm going with it.
All right, well, there you have it. Big predictions coming from our panel, but will they be correct? I think it's time to find out. Welcome to
Everybody get
Going
set.
home, and let's find out with our wonderful casters.
It was honorably done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. The Phoenix is rising TNC from the ashes of Game 1 into Game 2, coming back in such monumental fashion. These drafts, though, again, completely different across the board from both teams. Lacoste, what are we looking for?
They needed to salvage their draft because it was a free puck game, so they needed some kind of a stun, some kind of a like instant lockdown. They weren't too many options left. So with the tiny last pick, it's a good
loss so
matchup against
small,
the puck, and with
the world will hardly
combo, you can,
notice.
stun him, lock him down, or you can blow him up. A lot of cooldowns on their side. You have Wyvern, you have Magnus and Vorlock, so something that is very abusable by puck. Just play aggressive puck once he gets that Switchblade. Most of these supports become food for them, like just 2 spells plus a Witchblade should
30
be enough to
seconds
bring
to
him down.
showtime.
Borax playing this Skywrath Mage, something that he's been doing quite a lot in the second DPC season. Most of the time it was paired up with the either Legion Commander or Axe. This time around, paired up with the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knights nowadays, they tend to go for the Dragon Tail stun, even max it out, just 1 point in Breathe Fire, and have more points in Dragon Blood. So this lane should be okay. I'm looking at
The game is on.
like Vorlock plus Ursa. I would panel mention it. Maybe they want to swap things around and have Enchantress with a Dispel against Overpower from Ursa and also Warlock's Shadow Word. So something to think about. It actually might be. Yeah, I like that. Borax actually going top, and then just by judging from his items, Tango and the healing salve, that means that he will be playing 5. When you play 5, you need to have a healing salve for your carry, and a lot of value from the Dispel coming out from the bottom lane. A bit of a different build on the Enchantress, I would say. More tanky, magic stick, casual fluffy hat, early level. So that means Boomy will be using Shadow Word offensively.
Try and chip away at that Lana Mensch as best you can. And potentially try and block up that camp with your body. Doesn't have a sentry or anything there on the Warlock as we see. And then that top lane, like you mentioned, Borax. Scarlet Mage with Monet. Another hero that they can pair the Sky with, right? The Chrono with Mystic Flare. Another ability as well as that Dragon Tail stun or the Puck Coil. That could set up for some nice kills there for the Scarlet Mage. Now they're just chipping away at Tim's. Doing some good damage there with a concussive shot and the chase back. In the mid lane, Tiny against Puck. In the actual lane itself, quite even, right? Farm tradey, get water runes, nothing really happens. It's when you get to kind of 7-8 minutes, you get that early blink on Tiny. Is this a Brown Boots blink game?
Definitely, you can blow up Enchanters, you can blow up Scarlet Mage, even Puck once the combo is maxed out, so that's what I want to see. But he has Power Treads queued up, might still swap things around. We'll see how he decides to actually get his items this time around. Bottom lane, let's see what Ursa gets on level 2. Does he even get Overpower? Just keeping a skill point for now.
Yeah, keeping it casual. Not loving anything just yet. So nice as this Ursa and the Tiny again, a position where you've got that steroid from the Empower, so scaling into late game, past these Blink Dagger timings and past that Diffusal Blade we see from Ursa, really gives you a much nicer time as you get into that kind of 30+ minute period of the match. Lan, I'm going to D-ward, like we've seen before, puts that sentry in the middle of the camp so it covers everything. Open up the large camp for his 3-minute creep to come out. As the water is there, grabbed up by either mid laner. Literally steady. 11-1 for both of them. DK and Magnus, 13-1, 10-1, very even for the off-laners. Safe lane, pos 1 struggling. Just a tiny touch, but nothing out of the ordinary, really.
Yeah, pretty even game on all 3 lanes so far. Tiny, I don't think Tiny dies. If someone needs to die in this matchup, it should be Puck. Maybe. I don't think we're going to see rotation because Enchantress is playing a bit of off map right now, giving some solo XP to the Dragonite, so she could potentially rotate to the mid lane if she finds a good creep. Ogre Frost Mage, also known as Ogre Vampire Mage, is not that creep. Needs something bigger. Will be able to kill the courier.
Snipe. But yeah, I think
there is a Centaur, so could potentially move to the mid lane.
That's a good move. And Lanham really is the only hero that can rotate on either team, right? Wyvern Warlock, very stationary, static heroes. Scarlet Mage is not really the best at roaming in.
Arvel is in a bad spot. Like, he's playing super aggressive. I think he knows something's cooking right now.
He wants that enemy bounty rune, doesn't he? Knowing that the Puck has already taken the opposing one. Enchantress going to try and cut him off, but a very swift, wise TP maneuvers himself out of danger away from that Centaur War Stomp. And Tim's going to try and control up this wave.
What have we here?
Make sure there's no pull through or anything like that from the Skywrath. Might pull the next wave properly.
Look out!
Borax pretty low on resources there. 2 stick charges, Bassi. Definitely needs to bring out some more HP and mana regen for himself, because right now Scarlet Mage is just a sitting duck.
That was kind of
Sitting
you.
at 100 HP, could potentially die to a Shockwave and a Skewer. Even gets to CS Borax. Borax.
You'll make this situation
What a perfect time, and this guy's a god.
Oh, it's ridiculous, that is. Oh, I wasn't expecting
I
that.
don't think I've ever seen something so good. I don't know if he wanted to die. Yeah, he definitely wanted to die, but this is almost impossible to execute.
God Gamer.
A wyvern's
What a ridiculous move. Oh, empty bottle there for the Winter Wyvern. Handed over by the Magnus. We'll see if he's able to go and get any runes or anything. And it's 4.5 minutes in. We've got some waiting time there. Carmel. Chipping away at White Album's Puck.
Bottle refill, Borax, perfect timing, respawns. I've seen Scarlet Mages going for more points in the Ancient Seal, which I kind of like. Before, it was max up tier King Bolt. The story 3 months ago was max concussive. I feel Ancient Seal is just too valuable spell to pass on, especially when having a Puck in your team.
Like the Spell Amp, right?
Yes.
Not just the silence, that Spell Amp so powerful. Lanham doing Enchantress things, chasing Boomy around, grabbing some creeps. Doesn't really stop this Ursa from free falling down bottom though. You know, Gabby having a grand old time. 32 and 1. Morbid Mask, phase boots, then very likely the Diffusal Blade build going to come out of that Gabby Ursa.
Yeah, you definitely want to have a Diffusal Blade this game against Faceless Void, against the Dragonite, burn his mana, make him useless
Speaking
in the
of
mid-game fights.
Burning his mana, that Satyr creep's going to piss him off a little bit. Ursa quite mana reliant.
All Enchanters knows, Lanham is just keeping things balanced. I burn your mana now, you burn my mana later.
The Mind Stealer. I always forget what they're called. It's like Satyr
Is it really
Tormentor,
called Mind
Satyr
Stealer?
Mind Stealer, and what's the small one called? The Purge Creep. I just call it Purge Creep, honestly.
Purge has his own creep. It's called Satyr Banisher.
Banisher.
Yeah, I found him on the map.
Good job. Learn things every day. Yeah, there it is. Satyr Banisher. Cute little thing. Well, I've got the healing creep now for Lanham. Does it still give mana aura as well?
Double
Yeah, still gives you that
damage.
2.5 mana regen. Super nice to have in lane stage. You can spam out stuns galore. Gareth Mage. Putting a bit of pressure onto the Magnus, even forcing a skewer home. Quite an interesting early smoke brought up by the Warlock there. What does that indicate when a Warlock buys a smoke
Stacking
6.5
smoke.
minutes in?
I don't think he wants to make a rotation. Both of these supports very passive in terms of what they can do. It's more of a like counter initiation, pretty much the same hero.
When you say stacking smokes, are you just buying it to put it on cooldown?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think they will be using any smokes. Tiny doesn't need the smoke to play. Could potentially just rotate or grab a good roam. Can't TP rotate. You need a TP to TP rotate, so something to be careful about.
No first blood for 7 minutes. Very calm early game here from both teams. Stacks being built up by the Wyvern. White Album going to take out the small camp, jaunt to the large camp. Perfect efficiency while grabbing a chipped vest for his squad as well. Might even consider this full rotation in the bottom lane as Gabby's chainmail down. That does increase his tankiness quite tremendously.
Oh, let's see if Warwick's getting denied himself this time.
No, he can't. First blood for Ursa also hiding away under a tower. That's Monet.
So much for
He goes on time
diplomacy.
walk forward. A few more bashes here. Could secure him a kill on one, but he's got Sting charges. Needs the Chrono. Gets the takedown on him.
We all
Into
know a
Wyvern in a
lot.
bit of trouble. Two
Dies
nice
mid
sticks.
tower.
Split the blast
Last
comes.
one.
Slow down Monet, but you don't have Cold Embrace. You don't have any save. Tim still going to slip through the trees.
He's not going to go for it. I think he's afraid of Tiny, because Tiny's missing off the map. Does not... Yeah, there we go. Tiny
Clever.
is missing. Could potentially go, maybe even get a kill, because Tiny was still not close enough. But it's better safe than sorry. Gets the kill. He should be able to survive through the combo. Power Treads on strength. Doesn't put it right now. You should be able to do it. Like, yeah, I love it. Because when Tiny's missing, you just pop it on the strength. Armel,
Have
nothing
fun
done.
trying to bust down Radiant structures
Doesn't even bother
now.
tossing him. Yeah, Gabby did slip away from this DK and Skyrath rotation. Warlock's going to have to sacrifice himself as Boom dies, but in comes Armel with a combo. Tiny slaps in the Borax, finds the trader. DK a little bit stuck here, but a good coil. Tiny gets leashed and caught up with Dragonite and Enchantress pushing damage forward. Armel's pretty tanky. Strength Red's up, 100 HP remaining, turns it up Avalanche, and the top not coming through in time. 1 second cooldown as Gabby gets the Furious Whip stacks with XXS. Big damage to the Ursa. Teddy Bear hungry, picnic time on the Dragon Knight.
Still a better trade for Team Aster. They get a Tiny kill, they get a support kill. At least Teams is collecting some XP on the mid lane. He definitely
breaking through the
needs
dire
it. The top
structures
lane
for
not
now.
going too well. Are there any stacks being made? Ancients 2 times, Big Camp once.
Yeah.
So they can start clearing that with either Tiny. I think Tiny should pick up the first stacks to get him that early on. He goes to Magnus lane, gets empowered, clears at least the Big Camp. Like, it's gonna take some time until he can farm the big ancient stack.
That's a good idea. See if they do that. It's White Album right now. 4,000 net worth, and Dragonite at the top actually at 4.2k. Some real heavily farmed core heroes here for Aster.
Which my mid
There it is. Takes out the stack on it. Pretty simple takedown of the Wild Wing army. He even finds himself a broom handle, but he sends it back to base. Might want the Faded Brooch or the, I guess, Dire Faded Brooch. Might want the Arcane Ring instead.
Lean out.
Arcane Ring on Puck, one of the best items you can get. Damage, intelligence, armor, mana replenish. This item is just the best tier 1 item.
I want to give up on the bottom lane. Warlock has been left stranded down there. And he's going to TP out.
Radiant's
Gives up on the
bottom
tier one
tower seen better days. There goes
TNC trying to
Radiant's
mirror the
bottom
movements of
tower.
White Album as looks like the puck there spent the coil, didn't find the Warlock in time.
Dyer's top tower.
That's a bit of a window
You know
now.
the drill.
TNC to feel comfortable, just pushing out. Enchantress going to grab a creep, delay, slow down.
Both supports are level 5 on TNC. Wyvern bought a book, still needs to use Courier to bring it. Magnus RP is available. And as we can see, Gabby now starts to farm power and power level 3.
There's Mystic Flare Chrono ready. Something Aster would love to get going. But look at TNC. Preparing themselves.
A
wyvern's breath.
Top tier 1 push. Aster seems that they want to contest this. Concussive shot slows down Armel. Lanham getting
Dyer
dived
might
by
want to
Box
mine the
Magnus.
top tower.
Dragonite TPing in here, but the catapult wave still hammering on the building. XSplit
Radiant's
with a
bottom
little blink of
tower ain't
fire.
a pretty sight right now.
TNC afraid of what's lurking behind that tower now. They've seen Lanham, they've seen Borax, and they know the Dragonite has arrived, so
Radiant
they give up on
structures
it.
must have been
Davian a bit
fortified.
too tanky to go on. Good rotation from XXS. And yeah, they're farming
Dyer's
their
top
next
tower
set
has
of
been
items, which is going to
disowned.
be a Blink Dagger, Witchblade on Fox. Faithless Void about to finish the Maelstrom. He still does not want to fully commit to a team fight. Would definitely love to get 1 kill with the Skywrath Mage. Continue to farm jungle. Enchantress, 2 Floppy Hats, Magic Stick. Lanham always very creative with his item build.
Well, things come in threes. 3-3 with a 3k lead. Aster looking like they're ahead and no signs of slowing. Smoking immediately, wanting to get this Blink debut off to a good start.
Because your Dragonite has a Blink Dagger, you don't necessarily need to play with
Dyer's
the
mid
Faithless Void.
towers have
Good on it.
technical
Let's see how tanky he is. Still got a drop. Didn't even pop the hood. He could actually use the hood. It's
That's a little
passive
barrier.
food. I don't know what that is. Passive
Guess
hood.
what's happening to Dyer's bottom
Not
tower.
good. I think he'll let him use the hood, skewer back. Maybe forgot about it. A bit of a nerves playing on the stage.
The Hassive Pud.
Passive pud. Could
That's the
be,
one.
yeah, pud. That's the word we're looking for.
Yeah, good. They got that Witchblade now on puck, like you're mentioning, with an Arcane Rune bottled. I'm still waiting for TNC to
Radiant's
really
mid
feel
tower's
comfortable
getting
making their
banged
own
up.
moves. That top tower being denied feels bad for them. We want that Blink Dagger up on Tiny. We need Magnus to get tanky and get into his Blink Dagger too. And of course, Diffusal Blade there, signaled down by Scriff, the Gabby special. Morbid Mask into Diffusal.
Dyer's mid towers
more of
having
this, you know.
technical
Yeah, just
difficulties.
here we go.
I think Battle Fury is dead unless you're playing into certain matchups.
Like
Most
PL.
likely PL. Other than that, you should not be going for it. Diffusal Blade after the buffs feels very good. Casual Morbid Mask allows you to kill the Roshan. This is smoke time for TNC. They want to grab a kill and turn that into Rosh. Like 1 or 2 pickoffs, grab a Roshan, secure it for Ursa so he can start playing more aggressively. After they know something is up, we can see the Centaur scouting things around. Smoke and smoke action.
Oh, here we go. Boomy, getting
sets
some
up the
high ground
vision.
vision. Scouts him, Centaur stomping. 2 heroes caught in, but the Avalanche toss combo as they get a coil. Magnus trapped and silenced. Down goes
Trouble
Bob.
brewing at Radiant's
Lanham
bottom
found. So
tower.
1-for-1 trade with a time dilation. Monet will stall the
That's not a
Chrono
good
Tiny.
Chrono.
A Mystic flaring, but he's got cold embrace, healing the Tiny back up. And Gary running towards XXS. Quick Dragon Tail stun. The Ancient Seal of Gary. This slowly
Available.
gone. And the Fatal Bonds bouncing damage around them means White Album's got the disengage.
It's still a big win, I would say, for Team Aster, where they force him to use Golem. So for the next fight, like Chronosphere was not really nicely placed, only on
comes
Earth.
Armel.
Armel.
The Tombo slaps down.
Boom.
Found an echo
Rock
chamber. Aggressive move from Gabby and Armel. The stop there, catching the Tiny. And then
Tiny with a
control track.
haste. The
That
best rune you can pick up.
He's going to chase down that end for a final toss.
The Roshan. Yeah, I don't think they'll need to use the Chronosphere there, because right now they are getting a free Roshan from it. Without Chrono, you don't have enough damage, no Dragon Form. How much? He still has a Dragon Form. Let's see if he decides to blink in. XXS, known to be very quick with the buttons.
Is that what he's going to aim for?
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
They stand in
Had it coming.
They know.
Radiant
They
does
know.
need
Up.
it.
No attempt from XXS there, just wanted to play under his own vision. 15-minute first Roshan for TNC.
You can see that Aster was really afraid of the curse. Everyone was spread. They know exactly what this hero can do.
Very wise.
Exactly, yeah, I'm not joking about you know, saying that they read the abilities during the game. Like
That is a good toss
Good
back.
toss back.
Beautiful save. Oh, man. Keeps on. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Great try though. He was nicely executed, but in the end, he does not live. Maybe if he had a stats item instead of a broom handle, but
maybe so.
sometimes it is what it is, Gary.
I love the script hovers over the Ironwood branch there. He's got a stats item. What are you talking about, Lacoste? Now, Veil on Skywrath Mage, something that's going to make it even more easy for Aster to find those burst pickoffs. We've seen Dragon Tail, Mystic Flare, Chrono Mystic Flare. I feel honestly like, you know, Puck's net worth hasn't been converted into aggression, which we usually see. You think White Album's slipping a little bit, or is it okay for now?
Dire's mid
It's
tower
fine.
could use
Now
a
with
little
the
help.
Blink Dagger pickup, can jump in the back lines. Wyvern, we see that he's also taking up, going for that build that we see
Dire's
these
mid
days. Very
towers having
potent. Golden
technical
Brace,
difficulties.
plus a Holy Locket.
Warlock. Notice there's no stuns anymore, but there's a lot of damage.
I like the build. Borax, after putting 2 points in concussive shot, goes for the main max Ancient Seal and picking up the Veil to even amplify more magic damage with the Puck. It's just gonna be great going into Ether Lens, what it seems to be. I've seen Borax play Skywrath Mage quite a lot during the first and second season. He always went for a greedy build, pretty much, going for a Road of Atos. Into Blink Dagger was his build, sometimes Lens, but I feel like this is the build, especially for this particular game.
Yeah, when you've got the setup already there for you, don't need the Atos, don't need that rushed Ether Lens, just go raw damage. He's even got the Fairy's Trinket. Makes his life even easier. And still very close. 6-6. Net worth lead has dropped now from 3k to about 1.5. That's then power starting to kick in. That's TNC farming very efficiently through the jungle. Even playing pushed out because of White. Tims can just keep splinter blasting the wave, getting his items up as the Holy Locket has arrived already.
Holy Locket is such a good item, getting passive charges every 10 seconds.
Remember, no one used to buy it. It used to be garbage item. No one would ever buy it.
Buffed.
And it got buffed like 3 times in a row.
A couple of times, and
Trouble brewing
also
at
mana
Radiant's
boots
bottom
became
tower.
less expensive, 100 less gold. So
No, you've got the disassemble plays like you've been talking about.
I want to see what the next item for the Puck is going to be. Like, there isn't enough catch, so I think he can get away with Boots of Travel into
Radiant's
one damage
bottom
item.
tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
No. There's definitely no need for it. They have 3 BKB piercing.
Dire's
I want to
mid
see
tower
either
could use a little
Dagon,
help.
like straight up Dagon 5,
Radiant's
maybe.
bottom tower's seen
That was a
better
faceless void a
days.
second ago.
Yeah, that was.
Can't do
It was.
nothing about
Well, it's in
Dire's
position
structures
one.
right now.
Well,
Dire's
he's
mid
an
tower
empowered
won't
hero. It's
last
time.
much
He just comes
longer.
clapping you. Easy tier 1 for TNC as well.
The Dire couldn't hang on to that mid
Of course,
tower.
they don't have Aegis, so that's something they always have to keep in the back of their minds. They took Roshan, got Aegis, lost it within the
Dire's
first
mid
45
tower
seconds
won't
or
last
minute of
much
having it.
longer.
So there's a long wait for that second Roche to respawn. Nice to see TNC not taking that as bad news. They're still
Dire's
playing
mid
forward.
tower could use a little help.
With the Blink Dagger
Radiant's
on
bottom
Ursa,
tower
Blink
ain't a
Dagger
pretty
on Matt
sight right
finished.
now.
We, I believe, did not see a single RP this game, but sometimes the threat of RP and the curse is much stronger than actually using it. We've seen in the game number 1, you know, a couple of curses, couple of RPs missed. Roshan
No, I love
will respawn in 350, so that means 50 seconds left on Aegis.
Some of these kind of games we just have smoke into smoke into smoke. Every team is trying to find that weakness, find that opening. One of Tiny. Good on. Here comes Bob. Trying to cleave them. He's got the empowered going. In comes Monet though. The faceless void is a 3-man chrono, but the
That's
damage is going to be
four.
lacking. They don't have the follow through for Monet. Went to Ivan's finest, still has a curse. XXS being chased and pummeled by TNC. They found a couple of kills. Look at DK down.
They have 2 of the best abilities pretty much to disengage it. Armel once again with that hit.
2 down.
A double kill for Armel.
Don't run off.
He's hungry.
Man, the great rock there from Warlock. He pretty much
Dire's Dire's
XSplit
mid
every
towers
combo
having
possible that they
technical
got.
difficulties.
Their damage inside the Chrono is lacking. If Buck is not there,
Dire's
if,
mid tower won't last
Spend the
much
Skyrim.
longer.
if Skyrim
Dire's
uses
mid tower's nothing
combo
now.
on Tiny, who's relatively tanky, sitting at 2.8k HP right now, I don't think they get the kill. They need to like jump the back lines with the puck, probably delete one of the heroes,
Radiant's
and
bottom
then try to
tower's
take
seen
it.
better
They need a
days.
wraparound. I don't think they can just straight up, you know, head bump into each other.
Yeah, clashing like two rams, basically. Not going to be the way that Aster does this. It's got to be more delicate, more nuanced. Because TNC showing their strength, swinging this game completely into their hands, firmly in control. And top 2 net worth only going to get even fatter as this Empower keeps not only the Magnus, but the tiny Ursa just raking in the money.
I hope Box goes for what he has queued up. Like with Insight, it's very expensive item to buy from the offlane. You also don't get too much farm on the map right now. You're more of a like skewer and RP rather than greedy position 3.
Nature attend us. Where are you going?
On to land and skewer the DK. Sends the high ground. Now Monet gets the time to in the end. Walks down, really trying. Good call in as well, but a Winter's Curse slows down the team fight and delays the move from Aster. Still holding high ground on the top. Tiny's trying to pull. Huge pick up for Aster. 2 kills and a third one coming as Tim's hands over his life for the keys to the map. Oh, Gabby. Oh, that's a blink stun from DK.
Radiant's bottom tower in a pretty
Gabby's
sight
looking
right
dead.
now. 3 down.
Bit of an overextension there from TNC. What they did in game number 1, just going for the tier 4 instead of going for Roche. So right now, a bit of a sloppy execution. They need to wait their ultis to be back online. They need Rock, they need Curse, and RP
Radiant's
so that
mid
they
tower
can take
could use
these
a
big
hand.
fights.
Such great
Radiant's
execution
mid
there from
tower's
Aster.
getting
Yeah,
to
now
what
tier 1
for?
tower, the prize they claim.
Buck still doesn't have anything queued up. If he wants to go defensive route, Eon Disc is good, something that nothing to say wants to buy. Or
Defensive?
No, I mentioned the Dagon because he needs to be able to blow up the
Radiant's
supports.
mid tower's
and
getting
he
banged
possibly
up.
thinks that Magnus will go for that upgraded hood, go for the pipe, which makes the supports relatively tanky, harder to kill.
Go for that raw burst damage. Strike while the iron's hot.
Behold!
A morale boost for Aster there as it felt like the game was starting to slip, but one team fight win brings you straight back into it. And here we see
They were
now
holding the high ground. Unfortunately, Warlock decides to go in, break Tiny's combo, and Faceless Void understands, like, there are no big ultis. Only Curse was available, placed on one target, not really the great ones. Status resistance kicking in from Faceless Void, and then they cleaned them up.
Yeah, and Gabby being isolated, right? The Dragon Tail stun over and over again. I think he got stunned like 2 or 3 times that fight just by the DK. Farming that mid lane, very optimistic move from Gabby, and the captain giving very clear, concise orders to his team. Let's just do that again.
Yep, saying that was great. Let's do it one more time. Problem is, ultis are back up again. Roshan will respawn in 15 seconds, so whoever wins Roche, whoever wins a fight will go inside the pit. Only 3 buybacks available.
Whoever wins the fight, wins Roche, wins the game.
Yeah, pretty much. The second Roche, the most important
Yeah.
Roche in the game.
And it's TNC to smoke into water. High ground jump, the BKB DK. Armel can't find the catch, now Tiny. Stuck up on that high ground a little bit. Gabby's gonna go back to his lineup though. Pops on BKB. And power, and that overpower. Double power from Gabby, and he leads away! Monet wins the chrono!
What is he
Gabby's
doing?
too quick for you!
I mean, even if he lands it on him, it's still not a good Chronosphere, because there will be Curse, there will be Rock Drop in the backline.
Huge blow-up burst damage there as Monet moves towards the pit. TNC.
Instant buyback from him. They still have all their big ultis.
They do.
TNC is ready to fight.
And you're looking at no Dragon Form, no Chrono, no Coil, no Distant Flare. Aster trying to toy with TNC with a little jump in, jump out. All on 3 and the RP. They find 1 and they skewer back 2 into the pit and the DK. He's been shredded by Gabby. The Winter's Curse as well. Slow down the team fight for TNC. Reconsider your options. As Team Aster still have the Void and the puck in fighting shape.
Puck in instantly DPs back to the fountain, trying to heal up with the bubble and come back into the fight. They need someone to scout things out. They have this Alpha Wolf from the Enchantress to see how low Roche is.
They have to get in there.
Void, he's ready to jump in. He also made a slot already. Potentially pick it up. This is good. This is good for Team Aster. You know that there are no big team fight ultis available.
And Roche is still pretty healthy. Tiny does have combo though. That's going to be wary of him. But they jump the Enchantress, getting through Land. One of them jumped in. Taken by Gabby. Gets so fast on the fingers. Gets everything. Monet clears the golem out. Oh, the arcane bolt's coming. All the way forward over the pit. Monet wants the Wyvern. That's going to be a buyback, dieback from Tim. Do they find it? But it's just a one-man coil. DK's in onto Bok. They find the back available. The heal, the save, and the cheese. Gabby's still alive and going. He's kicking forward towards Monet. They force the Void back. Armel with a toss combo. He's got the Void. The damage lacking low. Monet, he's a time walking cross. TNC losing ages. Monet and White Album, they're still going. DK's alive. Armel's gonna run. Gabby wants to
Guess
fight.
what's happening to
Monet has a couple of overcharges from the Fury Swipe. He needs to go back. They actually get Boomy as well. From Bok.
They cut so hard. Tims has to defensively curse.
Die
And he's still
best
going to jump on his White Album pun. So many problems being caused by the DK and the pun right now.
They're super tanky. Team Aster did this fight correctly, even after picking up the Aegis, picking up the Cheese, and the Shard and Ursa. Like, Shard and Ursa is pretty big, having that Enrage on your Earth Shock, but they were kiting, like they were going in and out multiple times. Bok controlling the back line, and that's exactly what he needs to do. There was one buyback expended on Magnus, and one, because the fight was going on for a very long time. Wyvern also bought back in that fight. I like this a lot more. Puck going for the Dagon 5 that I mentioned at the start. I also want to see like Eon Disc eventually, just to be able to defend himself. Because against the Curse, against the RP, Tiny can potentially blow you up if you're not full HP. Okay, so he queues up the Eon Disc after finishing Dagon 2.
Very good. So yeah, he's going to have that defensive tool. Keep himself alive, like you mentioned. Still up there with the net worth as well. I mean, Faceless Void also having a pretty damn good time. The ability to kite these team fights and play back and forth with the time walk. And it would be great for him to have a rewind later on the game as well to do the exact same job.
Unfortunately, they did not pick anything from Roshan. TNC very quick, as we've seen in the second game, where Armel on the Batrider goes in and picks up everything. He's a bit too tanky to kill. They don't have enough lockdown, I would say. There is a basher available on Ursa.
That's how it all started, don't forget.
The zoning chrono can't enter the outpost area. Nicely done.
Well, licking his lips, thinking about the second one. Next chrono is going to be much better. They will have it ready now. Dead even game yet again, coming down to team fight execution from both of these squads. Itemization's pretty spot on from both sides. It just comes down to who can cast their spells better, Lacoste.
Yeah, not the best spell casting in the whole series. You can see that they know this is an elimination game, a lot at the stake here, so a bit more mistakes being made. Faceless Void Talent Tree is too good. Gets 9 strength, that's 300 HP on top of it. Once he gets to that level 20, I want to see what he goes for. Whether he needs a time walk to be more annoying, or attack speed. Like, attack speed is good if you want to deal... Right now, they don't have that much damage in the chrono, so I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go for the attack speed talent.
So. I just kind of wish they would put the backtrack talent on the left side. So if you go left side, you go all the tanky talents. The unkillable side.
You need a backtrack talent on the left side as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. Put that over on the other side.
Goes for the 2 seconds time walk. Okay.
And goes for the tanky talents. Ability to juke in and out of the fights.
No, I got confused. I thought the left one talent is the other one. Never mind.
Boomy. Out in the open a little bit there. Aster.
Boomy should not be in front.
No, he shouldn't, but when they smoke like this...
Well, if they come from behind, then you're in front again.
Both teams going to avoid and dodge each other. I mean, the courier might die over at that secret shop, but TNC going all the way down to that bottom triangle. They want to get some vision across there, it looks like. And it's such a long time until Roshan. You don't want to be playing up in that top left corner of the map as the Radiant anymore. Playing into dire triangle and towards the bottom lane where there are still towers to be claimed feels much more natural. You go with the flow of the game rather than trying to force something that you don't really want to accomplish in the end. And Aster's smoke, of course, comes to nothing as well. So it's back to maintaining lanes, push them out across the river. And this vision, high ground ward could allow them find an opening, but Monet's so very speedy to time walk away. And TNC need to defend this vision. They need that high ground ward to stay up so they can keep on fighting. XXS doesn't catch the blinking hero out of there as they do coil Tiny. Which played attack and the puck going in the coil. And now Chrono. BK Ursa stuck inside the corner waves and roll on the three-man. Fatal pause for the winner's curse as well. Doubling into that with a three-man. Oh, he's in there! He's got them all! They didn't kill off the Fatal Void! DK will die the buyback from the Scrubs Mage, but the bashes, the hits on the puck. White Album has to orb away to safety.
Man, Monet, he can't land good Chronosphere. One more time, lands it only on a single Ursa who gets healed, goes back to full HP. He needs to wait, like he definitely needs to wait for Dragonite to set things up. Puck to cause a bit of a confusion, otherwise he's not gonna get it off.
The Dire best do something about that
Sky dead for a long time.
Dire structures
Ball
looking
back to the
fortified.
back out of Borax. Wait, honestly, you're going to be counting your lucky stars as Aster that you didn't lose your Faceless Void deck, so that could have been just a straight
Guess
up
what's
team wipe.
happening to
Yeah,
Dire's
he was
bottom
just
tower.
1 second away from dying. Ursa also found the perfect item, Mindbreaker. Like you get that extra magic damage
bottom
and
tower's
long
getting the
duration
business.
silence.
No breaking through the Dire structures for
On the
now.
Ursa.
Radiant's
TNC
gone
tower.
and fortified their structures.
cleared out here.
Guess
Good
what's
call and
happening
breaks
to
there.
Dire's bottom tower.
Tank up the creeps. Make sure one of them will stay alive even through that glyph.
Dire's bottom tower got blown to bits.
And that bottom right-hand corner of the map belongs to TNC completely. Now it's down to Aster again to think about the next move. 1 minute until Roshan. They need to open up a bit of space for themselves in the top portion of the map as they do snap the coil. White Album is going for this, thinking about it, but yeah, Bok has already TP'd and he even just cancels it to stick around on the way that mid lane.
Not enough damage with that pipe. He also makes the back line much more tankier against the potential burst from the puck. Eon Disc is
Dire's
available
top
on puck, didn't
tower.
even flinch.
You know
Like
the
he
drill.
was at 300 HP previous fight, did not assemble it. Very patient.
Anyway, yeah,
Dire's
disassembled
top
Eon Disc.
tower's getting
Albert,
beat down.
New Dagon. Extra items coming into the hands of Aster. And they've got to make this smoke work out again. Always
Dire's top
an uphill
tower's getting
battle
beat
for Aster in this
down.
kind of game. Their scaling isn't particularly good. Sky and Chantress. I guess this jump on the Tiny should pay off. He's got a turnaround. BKB though. Oh Mel, he tanks through it all. Somebody get a single kill and now he comes in. They find Lanham. XXS trapped inside. Bok sets it up for another 2 heroes. Swipe through.
Yeah, Bok has been on point since he picked up the Blink Dagger, getting up multiple man RPs. He also has a very good front line, and he has a way of setting things up. They have 2 ways of resetting, getting the Winter's Curse or Golem. Both supports on TNC, Holy Locket.
Oh, beautiful. Which talents has the Warlock gone for, by the way?
He's gone for Fatal Bonds damage, and of course the Shadow Word going into Shard. This is your build, I know it, Gary. You're all about that healing.
I am all about the healing. I do love the Golem on Death talent.
The Dire might
but there's
want
just
to
something
mine
about
the
that
top
AoE
tower.
Shadow Word being buffed up, 5-second cooldown reduction, 25 damage heal. Feels incredible.
Dire's
Position
lost the
for a
top
Warlock.
tower.
Offering so
Aster, they're
much.
still in this game. It's just that they have not been executing their team fights,
Exactly.
mostly Chronosphere. Like, there hasn't been a single good Chrono in the last 10, 15 minutes.
It's been a real rough one.
20? Should I stop?
35.
It's been a rough one for Monet. Like, considering of the game that he has, 5-1 and 4, like, he should be able to land a better Chronosphere.
Yeah, he's tanky enough to be able to wait for his moment to strike as well. It's not as though he's
Radiant's bottom
rushed into
tower
doing
seen
anything.
better days.
He's got plenty of strength to withstand what TNC are offering in terms of damage. 1 minute now for Roshan spawn. 55 seconds to be precise. And again, it's this macro
Trouble
movement from
brewing at
TNC that
Radiant's
is
bottom
proving is
tower.
vital for them. This is it, the aftermath of the Chrono, right? A 3-man RP, the Golem, the Bonds, even with the BKBs up.
Invisibility.
Mono does
Radiant's
survive,
bottom
but it's
tower
a
in a
losing
pretty
battle
sight right now.
for Aster.
If you're caught inside RP 2-3 people with Fatal Bonds and the Kyiv, it's just too much damage. They're gonna shred through you. Now Tiny with the AC going for Daedalus next.
Trouble
It's
brewing at
ton of
Radiant's
damage.
bottom
Tiny as a
tower.
core with Empower really scaled as well.
It's disgusting damage. I mean, we might even see that Aghanims come out a little bit later on, right?
Radiant's bottom tower's seen
trees
better
being tossed
days.
at people.
Might be running out of slots if he decides to go for the full Daedalus. Then you
Trouble
need to
brewing at Radiant's
either
bottom
find spider
tower.
legs, need to find like maybe some other
Radiant
movement
lost one of
item
them
that gives you
bottom
move
towers.
speed, possibly flicker. Then you can swap things out.
Oh, White Album trying to keep that bottom wave out as best he can. But Roshan has respawned, and TNC, they catch a glimpse of the big man in the pit. What are the goodies like? Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard. And good stuff. Now we could have, what, double RP, double Curse, double Golem. One of those could be huge for them.
The Radiant took old Roche out back
Double
and let him
RP
have
is
it.
mana consuming. I don't think he has enough. Could potentially buy mana boots and still have it.
Oh, gem there, picked up by Tims in the end. And it looks like Ursa wants it. So Ursa with the cheese. Aegis on Armel's Tiny. Makes sense since Armel's the one jumping in deep into these fights.
He was thinking about getting Aghanim Scepter on Ursa. In the end, decides to get a full Swift Blink. Aghanims is not that great against the 2 long duration silences. When your BKB is down, you can't pop it.
And against Coil and Chrono as well, right?
Yes.
Not particularly good. Aeon Disc still not assembled by the puck. Holding on
Not
for
needed.
as long as possible. Now, looks like TNC wondering what their next plan is going to be. Do we go top, play aggressively there, try and push out mid lane? Right now, Northside Jungle is their home, base camp created. Someone has to contend with bottom.
Wyvern with the Blink Dagger and the Refresher can reset the fight easily inside the Chrono. If you're caught, let's say 2 targets, you can use 2 cold embraces. Just don't use 2 Winter's Curses close to each other because they don't work.
Doesn't stack, mate.
Radiant's
ground
bottom
time.
tower ain't a pretty sight right
Nice
now.
vision placed down by the Warlock.
Dire structures
Aster,
looking
what have they got?
fortified.
2 heroes out on the map, the Void and the Puck miles away.
Silence.
Radiant's
Think they have
bottom
to push up
tower
onto tier
seen
3
better
bottom lane.
days.
This allows TNC just to cruise the walls. The
How
targets the
about
shot.
that?
Lanek's blown up. He's got the
Dire's
full
got one
fight.
less top
Got
tower.
the stun Mystic Flag.
Radiant's
Chrono
bottom
on 3.
tower ain't
But
a
it's
pretty
a
sight
Lanek
right
kill.
now.
What is this? Gabby's laughing his head off. He can't be killed. He's unstoppable.
Radiant's
Now
bottom
we're
tower
up.
seen better
Here
days.
comes
How about
Shred
that?
through Borax. No buyback for Aster. White Album's gone as well.
This might be it, Gary, that they're gonna go and possibly like get Megas. Let's see what happens.
Well,
There's a
curse on
good.
DK. They've caught up XXS. Has he got boys back? I don't think he does. They're in trouble. Aster 3 down with no response.
It's an elimination game, so they might not call it. But once again, Chrono on Ursa, who gets Shadow Word Heal,
It did nothing.
amplified with Holy Locket. Same goes for Wyvern's Cold Embrace. He already used the Refresher, so there's another curse available. They just might
The
get
Dire
the
weren't
Mega Creep
partial
from
to
this.
They won't just kill off the famous boys. Zero into the
6 in a row.
dead
How about that?
They're gonna call it.
Dire's mid-ranks. Didn't tackle the Dire's mid-ranks.
Oh man, what a performance from TNC.
Radiant.
Also on Monday, he did not get a single good Chronosphere in this game. Maybe that one on top, catching 2 supports after he got the X. And that's pretty much it. But great performance from TNC. You know, the 2 support duo with the healing, even though they had long cooldown ultimates, they made it work. Some really Warlock that won key fight where he uses Golem in the back line, stuns 3 or 4 heroes. They don't seem particularly too happy, you know. It's like, you know, it's just another
day in the
day of
office.
Dota. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, after game 1, we had some real sad thoughts about TNC, you know, being knocked out and stuff like that. But they came back so incredibly strong. Game 2 and 3, really the epitome of the anime storyline. The Phoenix rising from the ashes,
Pretty
as
much.
their logo, of course, entails. And a great performance from